Today on Northwest Realty Advisor, we're going to cover three topics. We're going to do a quick real estate market update, and spoiler alert, as you probably already know, the market is absolutely crazy right now, and maybe even more crazy than you think, except in the city of Seattle. We're also going to talk about what type of future events may cause the craziness to go away, and we're also going to talk about the cost of waiting to become a homeowner. Now, the reason I chose this third topic is because last week I saw a YouTube video from a real estate agent in Minnesota where he talked about the cost of waiting. But I think he, like most real estate agents do, he really missed the important point of thinking of your home as a financial investment. Hi, I'm Bob Woolverton. I'm with Pure Real Estate in Bellevue, Washington. If you're here on this YouTube channel, you're already on to one thing that sets me apart from other real estate agents. On this channel, I have over 150 videos to help you understand some of the critical aspects you should know about before buying or selling a home. Who else does that? Nobody. I share with you important topics you need to know in order to be an informed real estate consumer. If you're interviewing real estate agents to represent you, watch my videos titled, "Are You Smarter Than a Real Estate Agent?" and use those questions from those videos as your interview questions. Oh, the good agents, they will know the answers, but there are many more agents who won't know the answers. But you will, because you watch my videos. Cruise around this channel, you'll find topics like dual agency. Dual agency is illegal in many states. Although it is legal in Washington, I just don't think it's ethical. So I won't do it, and the agents I respect won't do it either. By watching these videos, you'll be able to decide if I have the knowledge, skills, and ability to serve you before you ever even talk with me. My hope is that by watching these videos, you will get to know, like, and trust me before you ever even pick up your phone to call me or send me an email. Now, when we come back after this 8-second break, we're going to talk about the crazy real estate market in the greater Seattle area right now, although it's not so crazy within the actual city of Seattle. And we're going to talk about two other points you should be aware of if you're already a homeowner or planning to become a homeowner soon. So stick around. First off, let's start with talking about what the real estate market's been doing in our area. Here is the average sales price for the last 12 months in the entire multiple listing service. Now, the Northwest Multiple Listing Service covers 23 counties in Washington State. So, for the entire system, in April of 2020, the average sales price was $549,873. As we recall, it was around March of 2020 when we started our response to the COVID-19 virus, and judging by this chart, it looks like COVID-19 took a toll on home sales in May of 2020. Now, notice the title of this chart. What we are looking at is previously owned residential homes. So this chart is not including condos, and it's not including new construction. Then we go to the far right side of the chart, and we see the average sales price in March of this year was $707,893. So in 12 months, the average sales price increased by $158,020 or 28.7%. What this means is if you purchased that average price home in April of 2020, your equity just grew by $158,000 in equity alone in 12 months. However, this region-wide average would have been even higher if we excluded the city of Seattle. Now put this 28.7% figure into your memory as we look at the same chart for the city of Seattle. For Seattle, we see the average prices start off higher, had the same COVID impact in May of 2020, and a similar substantial increase in March of 21 to an average price of $1,017,895. However, that's only an 11.9% gain compared to the 28.7% gain for the entire region. And the chart for the entire region included these Seattle numbers. So this tells me the market within the city of Seattle dragged down the region-wide average. This also tells me people who are buying homes are focusing their buying power outside of the city of Seattle. Now, there are two major things that are driving the housing market in our area, and that is jobs and low mortgage interest rates. So let's look at the interest rates for a moment. In this chart from Freddie Mac, we can see that last Thursday, the national average interest rate for a 30-year fixed-rate mortgage was at 3.18%. Now, many people think they've missed a buying opportunity because mortgage interest rates have started to climb up from the low we had back on January 7th of this year when it was at 2.65%. And yes, you're right, interest rates have started to climb. But even at the current 3.18%, the interest rates are still amazingly low when we look back at history. Now this chart goes back 50 years to 1971. As you can see, even at 3.18% today, we're still at the lowest interest rates in the last 50 years. So yes, interest rates have increased a little, but let's keep things in perspective historically. Now, another one of the biggest drivers of the housing market in our area is the number of jobs we have. With the lessons learned from COVID, many employers have realized some of their employees can telecommute, which I believe has been a major contributor to many people moving outside the city. However, a bigger threat to our jobs market is the Seattle City Council. They've created an environment that has a reputation for being hostile to big business. As a result, we've already seen some of the bigger companies relocate across the lake into Bellevue. However, there is an even bigger threat for you to keep your eyes on, and that is if some of our larger tech companies move out of the area altogether. We've already seen where other cities across the country have caused large companies like Amazon and Tesla to move away. The mayor of San Francisco was hostile to Elon Musk. He moved. New York was hostile to Amazon, and they moved. And there are other cities who are inviting large tech companies to move to their cities. Austin, Texas is becoming a huge magnet to tech companies. Miami is also soliciting large tech companies to move to their city. Austin and Miami, they both recognize this is a very competitive landscape with huge regional economic rewards. Miami's mayor touts that they have incredible weather. They've got palm trees, sunny beaches, low taxes. He boasts how they've beefed up their own police department and crime is way down in Miami. He says if you want a government to be a facilitator to your business success and not a hindrance, Miami is the place for your business. Whereas to the contrary, the Seattle City Council has created such a toxic environment, even some of their own city employees have either retired early or left for employment elsewhere. That is such an avoidable loss of institutional knowledge and investment. Hopefully, Seattle can get their act together before it ends up costing all of us who live in this region market value in our homes. The Council's relationship with the business community is definitely something you will want to keep your eyes on in regard to how it may affect your real estate investment. Okay, now let's move on to the third topic, the cost of waiting. The reason I'm sharing this with you today is because I saw a real estate agent on YouTube present this graphic, and I think he really missed the point. Now, he started off by talking about missed opportunities in the stock market. He used the example of Netflix and how he wished he would have gotten in early by buying some Netflix stock when they first went on the market. So he was either talking about missed opportunity by not buying the stock or missed opportunity by waiting too long to buy the stock. Now, on a side note, on March 31st of 2003, Netflix traded at $1.39 per share. As of March 31st of this year, it closed at $521.66 a share. So over the 18-year period, Netflix grew by 39% APR. That would be considered an excellent return on your investment. Now, here's what the agent on YouTube said about this slide and the cost of waiting to buy a home. He used the example if you purchased a home today for $350,000 and you got a 30-year fixed rate mortgage at 2.97%, put 10% down, i.e. a $35,000 down payment, you'd be financing $315,000 and your mortgage payment would be $1,323 a month. And assuming an appreciation rate of 5.9%, you would gain $20,650 in equity. Whereas, as he stated, if you waited a year, that same home appreciates by the 5.9% to $370,650, and the mortgage rate increases slightly to 3.18%. That would increase your 10% down payment by $2,065. The amount financed with your mortgage would now be $333,585, and your monthly payment would increase by $116 per month, and you will have missed out on the $20,000 or so in equity gained. All of his information is factually correct, but one, is not very compelling, and two, it doesn't share with you the true financial investment benefit of buying your own home. He calculated depreciation at 5.9%. Where he got that number from is not important. The point that he misses from a financial investment point of view is this. If you paid all cash for this home and it appreciates at 5.9%, you will have earned the $20,650 on your $350,000 investment. But you didn't pay all cash. You forked over $35,000 in cash and in 1 year increased that $35,000 by $20,650, which is a 59% return on your money in 1 year. Okay, now that's just a high-level overview just to give you the idea of how you should be looking at your real estate investment. Although it's not really that simple, because you've also forked out more money in the form of monthly mortgage payments to the tune of $1,323 a month. However, what you are doing is controlling an asset with a loan for 2.97% interest, but that asset is growing, in this case at 5.9%, so you are actually making a little money on the money you borrowed. And every time you make a monthly payment, your payoff amount on your loan is reduced. So here's what it looks like in real life when you look at it from a financial investment perspective using a financial calculator. Now, I don't have a method to display my financial calculator on the screen, so instead, I'll use a spreadsheet that does the exact same calculations, and I think this might actually be a little easier for you to follow the logic of the calculations because of the labels on the cells. So what we see here is exactly what we saw on the slide. The purchase price is $350,000, and we're only analyzing 1 year in this investment. The rate of appreciation being used is 5.9%, which means in 1 year, the home's value will be $370,650, exactly what we saw on the slide. And for an apples-to-apples comparison, we're not calculating any sales costs at this time. So just like when you'd sell your Netflix stock, you'd have to subtract either long-term capital gains or short-term capital gains depending upon your individual situation. But on the Netflix return of 39% APR, that was a pre-tax calculation, and that's what we're doing here also, a pre-tax calculation. Now, as we continue on down this spreadsheet, we have a 90% loan to value because we made a 10% down payment. That means our loan amount is $315,000 and our down payment is $35,000. The slide said the interest rate is 2.97% on a 30-year fixed-rate mortgage, and we will make monthly payments on that loan. Now, as we move over to the loan amortization page, we see all the same loan information that we just reviewed on the previous page, and here we see our monthly payment is $1,323, just like on the slide. That means in 1 year, 12 payments, or our annual debt service, the ADS, will total $15,876, which is comprised of $9,266 in interest and $6,610 in principal, leaving a payoff balance at the end of year 1 of $308,390. Now we move over to the pre-tax sales proceeds page. And what we see here is the sales price of the home that we saw on the slide after 1 year of 5.9% appreciation. Then we subtract the payoff balance on the mortgage, which means we get a check for $62,260. But remember, we paid a $35,000 down payment, and we paid monthly mortgage payments totaling $15,876 for a combined total of $50,876. So on that $50,876 investment, we earned $11,384, which is a 1-year return on our money of 22.4%. So even though the market in this example was only appreciating by 5.9%, we earned 22.4% on the cash we invested. Now, what I don't understand is why the agent on the YouTube video used a 10% down payment. Let's look at this exact same scenario, and the only thing we'll change is the down payment from a 10% to a 5% down payment. So we go back to the general information page, and we'll change the loan to value to 95%. As we do that, you see that instantly changed our down payment to only $17,500 and increased our mortgage balance proportionally. Now we move to the pre-tax sales proceeds tab. And you see the sales price is the same. The mortgage payoff balance is a little higher, so now we walk away with a check for $45,127. Here we see our down payment was much lower. Our first year of mortgage payments was a little higher, so we paid a total of $34,258 in cash this first year, but made a profit of $10,869, which is a 31.7% return on the cash we invested. Now remember, when we made a 10% down payment, our return on investment was only 22.4%. Oh, and I say only 22.4%, like that's a bad thing. But here, with a 5% down payment, it is 31.7% because we used less cash out of pocket and still made money on the money we borrowed. Now let's use an example that's closer to home. We'll go back to the general information page. Now, do you remember the graph that I showed at the beginning of this video that showed us the average sales price of the entire MLS in our area over the last 12 months? It was 28.7% appreciation. But that's a crazy number. You've already missed out on that opportunity. It's like in 2020 when Tesla stock went from $88 a share to $705 a share. That's not likely to happen again. So let's not use a crazy number like 28.7% appreciation because statistically, that's not likely to happen again. To get a more realistic long-term local average of appreciation, I created this chart showing the annual sales price over the last 10 years in King County, Snohomish County, and Pierce County. In April of 2011, the Tri-County average was $297,422. In March of this year, the Tri-County average was $683,040. That's an annual percentage rate of 9.04%. So let's use the more reasonable Tri-County 10-year average of appreciation of 9.04%. So the only thing we're going to change is the rate of appreciation from 5.9% to 9.04%. We'll leave everything else unchanged. Still buying a $350,000 home. In 1 year, it will appreciate to $381,640, and we're still using a 5% down payment of $17,500. Now let's move to the pre-tax sales proceeds page and see what happens. Here we will see we walked away with a check for $56,117, but we forked over $34,258 in cash, so we profited $21,859 on our $57,000 investment, which was a 63.8% return on our cash. Pretty darn good. But now, okay, just for grins and just for the heck of it, let's do the calculations for the person who was lucky enough to buy a home a year ago in our area and enjoyed that 28.7% appreciation. So back to the general information page, and the only thing we'll change is the rate of appreciation from 9.04% to 28.7%. We're still calculating a 5% down payment. And I can tell you already, this is going to be crazy. Let's go to the pre-tax sales proceeds page. And you see, we walked away with a check for $124,927. When we subtract the $34,000 we paid out in cash, we profited $90,669 for a 264.7% return on our investment. That is real life in our local area cost of waiting. That is what you missed out on last year if you didn't already own a home in our region. But the bottom line is this. We've experienced some record appreciation in our area because interest rates are low and our jobs market is very, very good. We know interest rates will continue to climb. Matter of fact, the experts predict that rates will continue to climb, but slowly over this next year. But as you saw, even with slight increases, we still have some of the lowest interest rates on record. Now, our jobs market could change, and that will definitely impact our housing market. So keep a close eye on that factor in the future. And lastly, recognize when you see home prices increase by, say, 5.9% or 9.04%, that's not how much you're earning on your investment unless you paid all cash for your home. If you control the asset with the least amount of cash possible, and the asset is appreciating at a rate higher than your mortgage interest rate, you're earning money on the money you borrowed. Now, if we do an in-depth analysis for you individually, we'd also include the cost of like homeowners insurance and property taxes and other costs like that. And we'd also look at your personal financial plan to get an idea of what your post-tax proceeds will be based upon your exit strategy. But this video today was just a high-level thumbnail sketch to give you an idea of the power of your real estate investment. Your cost of waiting isn't like most real estate agents will tell you, oh, an extra $100 more a month in your monthly payment, or a slightly higher down payment, or a slightly higher mortgage balance. If your agent is giving you information like that, ask to see them use their financial calculator. Use the numbers I gave you earlier in this video and see if they can calculate the annual percentage rate of return on the Netflix stock. Remember, in an 18-year time period, Netflix went from $1.39 a share to $521.66 a share. That's an APR of 39%. And if they don't have a financial calculator or they don't know how to calculate an annual percentage rate of return, you have the wrong real estate agent. Well, that music means we're out of time for today. I hope you found some value in today's video, and if you did, please click that like button. That'll tell Google's algorithm to suggest this video to more people so they can benefit from the information on this channel. If you'd like to contact me, you can find my email address and my telephone number in the description below and at the end of this video. Call me or email me. I'd love to hear from you, and I'd love to represent you in your next real estate transaction. I'm Bob Woolverton. I'm with Pure Real Estate in Bellevue, Washington. Here on YouTube, I'm known as your Northwest Realty Advisor. What sets me apart from other real estate agents is on display right here on this channel. I share with you important topics you need to know in order to be an informed real estate consumer. And if you're interviewing real estate agents to represent you right now, watch my videos titled, Are You Smarter Than a Real Estate Agent? And use those questions from those videos as your interview questions. I assure you there will be plenty good agents who will know the answers, but there will be many more agents who don't know the answers. But you will, because you watched my videos. And every Tuesday morning at 7 a.m., I post new videos about buying, selling, or investing in real estate, as well as some home tours and listing videos. I look forward to seeing you next week.